Dee Dee Van Buren is with us. She is a Refuse to Be a Victim instructor. And Dee Dee, thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome.
So you are based out of the Richmond area, right?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been a Refuse to Be a Victim instructor?
About 5 years now.
What made you get into it?
Well, my husband and I have a concealed carry business, and we noticed we had a whole lot of people who came to get their concealed carry permit, and they were terrified of guns, but they wanted to stay safe. And so then we looked around to see what we could find, and we found that the NRA has this wonderful course called Refuse to Be a Victim, where you don't really talk about guns as much. You talk about other strategies on how to stay safe.
Mm-hmm. You know, and this is what the NRA has so many great programs, by the way, that I think are underreported and underappreciated. The Refuse to Be a Victim program is one of them. It's been around for decades now, right?
Since 1993.
And I don't know how many tens of thousands of courses have been put on around the country. But, you know, when you hear people say, oh, the NRA, they want to put a gun in everybody's hand. That's what they're all about. Dee Dee, you just want to see everybody walk around with a gun. That's not what Refuse to Be a Victim is all about at all.
In fact, most Refuse to Be a Victim instructors, when we market it, we say guns are not discussed in this course. You can discuss guns, but, for example, I choose not to because carrying a gun is a very big responsibility, and so I want to make sure we dedicate enough time to that. So I say if you want to use a gun for self-defense, that's a wonderful option, but you should go to a concealed carry handgun class that's specifically for guns. The Refuse to Be a Victim, we have a lot of people who go to our concealed carry classes also come to the Refuse to Be a Victim because most instructors that teach the concealed carry don't have time to go through all the things that the Refuse to Be a Victim does go over. Mm-hmm. And we have a lot of, it's good for teenagers up.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you know, so if you're going to your concealed carry course, you're going to learn about the laws of your state. You're going to learn about carrying concealed. But Refuse to Be a Victim is about keeping yourself safe. It's about making sure that you never have to draw your firearm in self-defense.
It's about having a plan. And what's so wonderful about the way the NRA has designed the Refuse to Be a Victim program is it not only covers a lot of areas like how do you stay safe in your home, how do you stay safe when you're traveling around town on vacation, those type of things and situations. You know, what do you do if you've got the children with you? What if they're toddlers? What if they're teenagers? What if you're out with your parents? What if somebody's got a physical disability? All those scenarios are covered in the Refuse to Be a Victim. But the coolest thing about it is that it doesn't matter who you are. If you're going to fight back or if you're real passive, you've got lots of options to choose from to avoid. But if you do get in that situation, now what? And that is covered as well in the class.
And you say that your students from 14 to 90, I mean, what's the just a huge age range, right?
In fact, we do a special pricing for families. We have a single price, you know, if a single person wants to come to the class. But Dave and I have decided because we do have so many parents, we want mom and dad and the kids to be there. And a lot of times the kids are in their 30s. I mean, they bring the older kids and they bring their grandmother, people you normally go on vacation with, that are going to be at your house, that you're going to go shopping with. They all need to know what the strategies are to stay safe.
All right. So is this you talk about all of these scenarios, but you know, clearly you can't cover every potential scenario where someone might be the victim of crime. So how much of this is about developing the proper mindset and the attitude and that awareness that you take with you regardless of the situation that you're in?
Again, the program is very well designed because we talk about how do you stay safe in your home, because you're going to have a different awareness level in your home than you are when you're out on the streets. But we also talk, what's so nice about the NRA is they've got good information about what criminals have told us. What are the current criminal trends and how do you actually stay safe? Staying aware of your surrounding is a very, very big deal. And you're going to be more aware when you're out and about than you are going to be in your home. So you have different strategies in different situations.
Are any of your students ever surprised that this is an NRA program, given that you're not in Refuse to Be a Victim telling them about firearms and being a gun owner?
Frequently, they are very surprised that it's sponsored by the NRA. That's true.
You know, just because I think there is that mentality that's put out there by gun control advocates that the average NRA member, the answer to every problem is pulling out a gun, and that's such a falsehood. I mean, it's the furthest thing from the truth. If you've ever been to a concealed carry course, if you've ever been to a refuse to be a victim course, the number one priority, I think, not just for NRA members, but for a lot of Americans out there, is to make sure that they get home safe at night, that they get to say hi to their kids, they get to give their spouse a kiss, and that they are safe while they're at home.
Well, I think the name "Refuse to be a Victim" is so on target, if I can say so. But anyway, because it is how do you live your life so that you're not going to be a victim? When I married my husband, he was a police officer, and so he drilled into my head some strategies on how to stay safe. So when I actually went to get my NRA certification, refuse to be a victim, it was easier because for over 20 years, my husband had been drilling into my head strategies on how to stay safe and how to avoid an encounter. And a lot of that is in the Refuse to be a Victim course. So and they're not hard. I mean, they're not hard to do. You just need to know to do them.
Right. That's the great thing, I think. One of the many great things about this program is that you're not telling people, all right, here are the thousands of dollars in security products that you're going to need to buy. Here are the many ways in which your life is going to utterly and completely change in order for you to be protected. I mean, this is about offering something that is workable and useful in people's lives, something that they actually can take and apply.
They can implement it immediately. Frequently, I have people who've been scared. They may have been assaulted. They may have known someone who has, or they may have read the news and they've decided they want to stay safe. And they frequently have been to self-defense classes. They've been to other classes on how to stay safe, and they're dragging their friends to the Refuse to be a Victim class. And when they leave, they come up to me and they say, I am so glad I came. I've got new toys to put into my goodie bag to keep me safer. I learned so much stuff. And to me, that's the best compliment I could ever get, because someone who's highly educated, who already is taking steps to not be a victim,
right,
still learn wonderful, powerful information at the Refuse to be a Victim class.
So are you seeing more interest in the Refuse to be a Victim program?
Yes, it's definitely increasing.
That is fantastic to hear. Well, listen, Dee Dee, thank you so much for everything that you do to keep us safe. I'd love to make it over to Richmond and take one of your Refuse to be a Victim courses here soon.
Love to have you join us.
Well, listen, it's been a real pleasure, and I hope that you can come back and visit us here in Farmville as well.
I certainly will, sir.
All right. If folks want more information about the Refuse to be a Victim program, find out where classes are being offered, the NRA does have a section on their website.
They do, and I've got our own website.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Please.
It's TAC-Solutions, and that's plural.com. And so we would love to have you join us, but that's TAC-Solutions.com. And I'm Dee Dee Van Buren.
Dee Dee, thank you again. It has been a real pleasure. I appreciate you coming over today.
You're quite welcome, sir.